Ms. Legalista here. Thank you for joining the video. I have something new here from local 4 News, wherever that is, WDIV TV out of Detroit. Can't say I've ever been to Detroit. I know some people in Detroit, though. How bank account takeover scams work and can happen at any bank. Now, I have never heard of bank takeover scams. I've never heard of that particular phrase. But let's go ahead and jump into this and see what's actually going on here. What happened to this?
It's a scam happening all over the country, and it could become a big problem here as well. Account takeover fraud. It steals your money, and all you can do is sit back and watch it disappear.
It's one more reason to take steps to protect yourself from identity theft.
Consumer investigator Hank Winchester in Plymouth tonight with what to watch out for. Hey, Hank.
And Jason, this could happen at any bank in any community. We just happen to be in Plymouth Live tonight. But, you know, it's not about these high-tech thieves making their way into the bank and out with your money. They don't even have to have your cards in their possession. Take a look at how this high-tech scam plays out.
Who's taking this money out? We aren't.
Alyssa and Wayne want to know how someone nearly drained their checking account. $5,000 gone overnight.
They can get $5,000 every single time they use a card, and they have 20 cards. It's a lot of money.
Secret Service agents tell us it's a classic case of what they call a bank account takeover, and it's happening more often all over the country.
Account takeover is just, it's identity theft. It's not so much, are you going to be a victim? It's when you're going to be a victim, what do you do?
In this case, someone used Wayne's debit card and PIN number. 2 withdrawals were made inside of Chase Bank just 4 minutes apart. The PIN code was authorized.
How did this person know and get the PIN? How did they get the PIN?
We do have one big clue. The bank told Alyssa someone ordered a new ATM card and had it overnighted. According to this UPS proof of delivery, something was dropped off at the home about 30 minutes before the first withdrawal. But the couple says they never requested a replacement card and never.
All right, let me stop there. Okay, so they never requested a replacement card. One of the things that you think the bank might be doing is checking out where this card is going. If the couple's address has not changed in terms of where their statement is going, they haven't reached out to the bank to share any new information with them. Why is the bank sending a card to an address that is not their address and is not currently associated with their account? This makes absolutely no sense to me.
Ever picked up any mail from the bank. They're just thankful they signed up for text alerts and they knew about the large withdrawal right away.
Now, I'll say this too. That's one thing that I have on one of my accounts. The other financial institution, I'm not entirely sure that they have the ability for you to sign up for text alerts. What I have in place is a threshold limit. Anything over a certain amount, it pops up on my phone. So I can take a look at this. And I have said this in other videos. If your bank has this, go ahead and get it. You can be standing in line at the teller being assisted with your financial transaction. And as it is going through behind that glass on the other side, it will pop up on your phone right there. So you always get these notifications that show up if it's over whatever threshold amount you have. And I have set my threshold amount as something reasonable because I'm like, over that amount, I want to know, is it coming or going? And so here's the thing. It doesn't matter. It hits that amount. If it's coming in, I get the notification. If it hits that amount and it's going out, I get that notification. It does not matter which way it is going, which is a good thing because sometimes the scam setup is to send you the money and then try to take it back or have you take it back. That way you need to know if the money's coming in and it's bad or if it's going out. You need to protect yourself both ways.
Without the alerts, they estimate their account would have been completely wiped out in a matter of days.
Everyone's vulnerable to identity theft or account takeovers. That's why it's so important for you to be cognizant of what you have in your account.
We went to the Secret Service field office in Detroit for advice on how to best protect yourself from these bank account takeovers.
Monitoring and checking your financial statements, billing statements every month, whenever they get in. Make sure that you're using best practices when you're on the computer. And that means, obviously, strong passwords, antivirus, firewall.
Now, I have said this too. I recently had a conversation with someone who is in the IT industry. This person said, I change my passwords every month and I have strong passwords. I do not store them on the computer. I write them down. Most of us do not do that. Most of us do not do that. We need to do a better job of that. And I tell you, every time I do one of these videos, I feel like I'm not doing enough to protect myself. I don't know if I told you guys this. I don't know if I told you this. We have an elected official in our state who is running for a very high office. His campaign got scammed out of, I want to say it was $50,000, around $50,000. No one is immune. I'm not even going to say what position this person holds because it is actually a position that fights back against this kind of stuff. Yes, they are going after any and everybody. You would think that they wouldn't go after somebody like that, but they did.
Back out here live in Plymouth again, these high-tech thieves, they don't need your actual ATM card or the PIN number. They're getting this information. And as you saw in this particular case, and as we've seen play out over and over again, they can clean out your account in just a matter of minutes. We're live here tonight in Plymouth. Hank Winchester, help me, Hank, Local 4.
Which is always terrifying to even think about. And Hank, we heard strong passwords, constantly monitoring your account. Any other steps we can take from this to protect us from this fraud?
Yeah, Jason, and the Secret Service really wants to hammer home the point about, us on the internet. If you have to make sure that the Wi-Fi you're using, that it is secure. That's especially important if you are traveling, if you're at a hotel, a restaurant. You just don't want to be using any Wi-Fi signal because that's when those hackers can get in there and get your personal information.
There you go. Okay, another reminder not to be just using anybody's Wi-Fi. We all do it. We check into that hotel. We use the hotel Wi-Fi. And I think way back when, we used to do a better job of having our own that we took with us. Nowadays, we're so used to using everybody else's, we just go ahead and use it. Next time you're out in a hotel or in a cafe, think twice about where you're going on the internet because other people can hack into that system and access your information. Now, in this case, like we just talked about, these particular people, they had a card that their bank sent to someone else. I mean, look at this. They had their card sent. Let's see, here we go. Delivered.
As proof of delivery.
Right here. Their card gets delivered someplace else, left at the front door, and it's not them. There was some sort of gap here in terms of the bank not catching this and saying, wait, this isn't an address that matches their account, where their statements go, or the address that is simply with the bank. I don't know how they missed this. I really do not know how they missed this. So stay vigilant. Make sure you are staying on top of what is going on. Keep your address up to date with your bank too. It's another thing to keep in mind. Most of us aren't necessarily moving that much, but for those of you who've been moving around, make sure your bank has your most recent information. Again, stay vigilant. Check your information. Don't be out there just using anybody's Wi-Fi. All right. Go ahead and give the video a thumbs up and don't forget to subscribe. Peace.